Here in Nigeria, labor unions in the country have continued to call for better welfare package for workers, especially working conditions and pay. The unions acknowledge that while some promises have been made to better the lot of workers, efforts must be put in place to ensure such promises are kept.
It's a week of reflections for workers across the country as they seek ways to improve their wages and working conditions. Workers in Osun State, southwest Nigeria, celebrate International Workers' Day with mixed feelings, knowing it's the last for the state governor, Rauf Aregbesola. The labor leadership in the state gathered their members at the Osogbo Township Stadium to appreciate his support over the past 8 years.
As we witness the last gap of this eventful and successful administration, Mr. Governor, I want to say in the spirit of comradeship, this season should, as a matter of necessity and urgency, be declared by you as a period of harvest for the workers and pensioners who have sacrificed all with the interests of this state and particularly this administration at heart.
Staying in the southwest, the Gani Fawehinmi Freedom Square in Ondo State is the rallying point for workers who are appealing for an increase in the employment of professional teachers in public schools.
The total withdrawal of government from establishing new primary and secondary schools to commensurate with our rapid growing population and settlement expansion calls for concern. This has given room to a lot of private individuals and organizations establish various mushroom Montessori International, in quote, schools at every nook and cranny of the state.
In Ekiti State, also in the southwest, Governor Ayodele Fayose warms the heart of the workers with some cheery news.
About 40,100 officers of government will from today be promoted and they get all promotions since the last 3 years.
Moving to the southeast, labor workers in Imo State are also elated over good news from Governor Rochas Okorocha.
I'm not unmindful of the fact that you want leave allowance. You also will be glad if you have your overtime allowance. As I'm willing to pay you even the sleeping allowance, I will also be prepared to pay you absenteeism allowance. Anyone you want, I give you, because I love you.
Every year, workers come together in their different states to make their demands known to representatives of the federal government. A major sticking point this year is the proposed increase of the minimum wage from 18,500 to 66,500 naira. While negotiations are ongoing, organized labor says it is optimistic of something good from the federal government.
Still talking about the International Labour Day, a public affairs analyst, Mr. Abiola Salami, says the focus of Nigerians should not only be on workers' welfare, but on workers' productivity as well. In a previously recorded interview, I asked Mr. Salami if workers' welfare is not a precondition for productivity, and he says both should go hand in glove. Take a look.
You know, it's a case of the chicken and the egg. So which comes first? You know, is it that they need to be taken care of so that they can contribute? Or is it from their contribution that they should be taken care of? I would say that it is from their contribution, you know, contribution first and then to be taken care of. And it can go hand in hand, you know, as well. But it's important that when we're having this conversation, and I shared this a lot with some of my friends, even in public sector, you know, when we're talking about minimum wage and increase, that can we look at the contribution of each person working in each ministry? And so when you come to work every day of the week from Mondays to Fridays, what exactly have you contributed to the bottom line? And so with that, we can now be talking about the welfare, because it's good for us to know that, I mean, government is there to serve us, and it is important that we contribute so that we can get the best out of government as well.
Well, today is Workers' Day. We are celebrating the workers, so we want to look at the condition in which they operate. Is it favorable in Nigeria?
The straight answer is no. And what to look at, in addition to the answer no, is to look at those in governance. It is important that when you're in office, you know that you're given a responsibility, and accountability is critical. Accountability and integrity. Until the next 20 years, Nigeria Labour Congress will still be asking for wage increase. Why will that be so? Because they can see how governments seem to be lavish in their spending and seem not to pay attention to those who are responsible for the day-to-day running of the government. Civil services is AGIP, any government in power, the work. And so those who have executive powers, it's important to take care of them. It's important to know that. And when we talk about minimum wage, even for example, as soon as there's an increase, the market responds. That everybody on the market, people selling whereas groceries on the market, immediately they increase their own cost. And so you realize that the minimum wage increase after a few months or so, it doesn't mean anything again to the workers. So it is good that the wages are increased, and it is good that price as well is regulated in the market so that workers' welfare, can be improved.
Now, talking about minimum wage increase, the Nigerian Labour Congress is advocating for an increase in the minimum wage from 18,000 to 66,500 naira. How achievable is this, considering the fact that even to pay 18,000 naira, some states find it difficult?
You see, it's important for us to empathize with Nigerian Labour Congress. Let us look at this issue from Nigerian Labour Congress, and not even what the government is saying. The state governments are saying that they cannot handle. So civil servants, they are saying, people in government, they are saying once you become a politician and you get into office, your life changes. The kind of cars you start to drive, the kind of things you have access to. And so they see this happening to the leaders of the different states. And then the same leaders are saying to them that there is no money to pay the minimum wage. That is why I said it is important. Accountability and integrity is important, even on the side of the state. That if you want to say you cannot afford it truthfully, then we should see it even in your spending. We should see it in the way you are managing the funds of the state. If you mismanage the fund of the state or you divert it towards your own advantage, then the workers will not listen to whatever thing it is that you are saying. But I think we have what is sufficient, if not to meet the demands of labor, but to increase what it is that the government is giving to them at the moment.
Still to come on the program, Senegalese artist Badara Sarr showcases immigration and cultural identity in a rare piece of art. Please stay with us for details.